Hey, church, here we are today in Jonah, still concluding the week. And what we've seen is that our actions, man, they cause storms. When we run from God, it messes things up. When we sin, causes storms. These storms, they don't stay contained, right? Like in my life, my storm is not just me. It expands. And our storms, they impact our actions. They impact other people. The third thing we found out this week was that our sin finds us out. So if I have sin and I'm refusing to obey God, I'm going to get caught. I'm going to get caught. You're going to get caught. You can't hide your sin forever. Somebody's going to find out. They're going to know. They're going to know, right? And so today, then what we find, what I want you to see is that all of the sin in your life and in my life, all of the running, all of the failures, none of it is going to mess up God's plan. And here's what happens to Jonah. They said to Jonah, "What do we do that the sea may quiet down from us?" This is verse 11. "Because the sea grew more and more tempestuous. And he said to them, 'Pick me up and throw me into the sea. Then the sea is going to quiet down for you. Because I know it's because of me the tempest has come upon you.'" Now, I just want to pause here. Because if you remember chapter 4 and verse 2, Jonah says to God, "This is why I ran from you, because I knew that you're loving and patient. I knew that, I know they're going to come to know you, so I didn't want to go." And now Jonah's saying, "Just throw me overboard," right? Like, Jonah's not saying to save you. He's like, because then I'll die and I'll never have to go to Nineveh. I'll still escape my duty. And so they rowed harder. Verse 13, "Nevertheless, the men rowed hard. The pagans, they're trying to get back to dry land. They don't want to throw Jonah over, but they couldn't because the sea was raging against them all the more." Verse 14, "And therefore they called out to the Lord." Now it's the Lord, not just a God, but these pagans, they're calling out to the real God. "Our Lord, O Lord, let us not perish over this man's life, and lay not on us his innocent blood. For you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you." So they picked Jonah up, threw him over the sea, into the sea, and the sea ceased from its raging. And so God shows mercy. And here's what I want you to see. What's going to happen? Verse 17, "The Lord appointed a great fish, and the fish swallowed up Jonah." Here's what I want you to notice. In all of this storm, and all of this turmoil, and all of this sin being found out, God is still sending Jonah to Nineveh because God still loves and cares about stinky sinners. Here's what I want you to know in your life and in mine. No matter how big you might have messed up, your sin and my sin isn't going to mess up God's plan. God's sovereignty is over whatever my little sin might be. God is going to win at the end of the day. Here's a question just to think about as you go into your weekend and the rest of your week. Where is it that you see God's sovereignty most? Where do you see God taking control in spite of the failures of life that you or I or others may have committed?